Blessed be thy name. I want to say, I think it's time for me to add my two-piece to the whole saga of what we see took place in that church, wherever it may be, with that elderly lady and the pastor. Yes, I don't plan to be long on this video, but I do think that a vast amount of people may have seen a video that I'm requesting for a church. Now the video with that elderly lady and the pastor and the congregation prompts me a little more to react the way I react on that video. Yes. Because it hurts me to the core to see what people are doing in the church with an expectation for the younger generation to follow. So a question was asked, what kind of church is this? What kind of nation are we building? Are we building a house, or are we building a hut? Those are the questions comes to mind. Those are the bad names that place upon a place where righteousness, purity, and sanity should be really being demonstrated. Unfortunately, it is not so. There are quite a few things I would love to point out after watching the video and hearing what some of the vloggers are saying. I think it's time for the government of Jamaica, yes, to step in and give a clear-cut definition of what a bad word is, because some of these words that we heard coming from the old lady, the elderly lady, they were described as bad words. Those words were given that status from way back into slavery. And those words come about because of the same reason what you see in the video. Peer pressure, frustration, humiliation, discrimination, and causes the slaves to express themselves with those words. And it's the slave masters deem them as bad word because it's really build up the anger in them, and they demonstrate it through words. So they are known as bad words. Really and truly, a bad word is a word that when you wish bad things upon people, lie is a bad word. And I must remind you that when Jesus cursed, he did not use any of those cloths, as he did not use bumbo. Yes, but he simply says, you shall not bear any more fruits. And the tree that he cursed dried up to the ground. I want to understand that. Well, that's enough for bad word. But the other part of the story I want to get out before I end this video is how much it reminds me of when I was put out of a tent in Marvally Park. The Reverend Mark Stewart were officiating on that Wednesday morning at Marvally Park. Same way you write a Pete's there, so where you see them now fence off and I try to turn it into a green area. No, they fence it off. No more tent is pitching there again. Right at Marvally Park. When I was put out of that tent, officiated by the Reverend Mark Stewart, right? When I saw that pastor grabbed that old lady, it brings me back to that day when the Reverend grabs me same way, not for offering this time, just for in solidarity to what he was preaching, because he was on the topic of the topic now that you heard me very vociferous on, homosexuality. And the man was going on very well. And it prompts me to remove one of the plaques that I have, remembering the words on it and how the truth the man was spitting out. And on the plaque, it marks, he that is truthful has many enemies and one friend, God only. And I remember when the words of Mark Stewart touches me, I held up the plaque because I know Jesus speak the truth and they crucify him. John the Baptist speak the truth and they beheaded him. Stephen speaks the truth and they stone him to death. Right? Marcus Garvey speak the truth and they and you can go on when you speak truth. So that's what prompts me to hold the plaque up. And the Reverend look at the plaque and carefully says, Papa Jesus, what is permitted here? And the Reverend put down the mic, come into the middle of the congregation where I was, grabbed the plaque from me, tried to tear it, but it was laminated, so he could have never torn it. And when he found out that he could have never torn it, he grabbed me in my pants waist and flung me through the tent, the Reverend Mark Stewart. And hearing the congregation